Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Jess with Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And I used to stream on Twitch, right? I've been on there a few times. You know, that was one of those kind of situations where it was just kind of a default for most of the streaming services you do right there. So I set up an account. I never really did much with it. I had a few guys that would pop over there once in a while because the service regularly worked for them really well. And there was some glitch a while back, and since it wasn't set as a default, and I didn't feel like going in there and actually trying to figure it out, I just left it go. But it's one of those situations where you can't avoid knowing about it, right? A lot of us, I mean, Justin TV back in the day was such a wonderful idea. And then, of course, it turned into a corporate thing, and we've seen how all of the corporations have gone over the last few years, chasing the spirit of the age, the ideology, the censorship, the issues with the rules out there being applied to some people and not others, and how bans are not really bans, and they're really nothing more than a day off for a lot of these people, and in some cases fecal matter, absolutely saying some of the most heinous and insane things out there. I mean, you guys remember the Deer Ken thing a few years back? That was one of their moderators. That was one of the people that decided whether people were saying things was bad or naughty and stuff like that. I mean, the absolute insanity. Twitch is a cesspool, but I get it's still undeniably the largest streaming platform out there, and a lot of people have made their entire careers based on this platform, boys and girls. Well, Twitchcon has been something that we've had a lot of nasty reports out of over the last few years. What was it, just a year or two ago that we had a girl go out there and like smash her back when the ball pit stuff ended up working out very well. It's just like, it seems like every time they have one of these, it's just another disastrous dumpster fire. And honestly, I don't even get why people go to these anymore unless it's something just to kind of commingle, kind of talk to people, market yourselves out there. I don't know. But boys and girls, one of the largest streamers out there, Emiru, if you hadn't heard, got injured at TwitchCon last week. And of course, Twitch stayed silent, didn't say anything about there. Emiru came out over the weekend talking about all this kind of stuff, and now she is declaring that she is completely and totally done with TwitchCon and will never be going back. And now I don't know Emiru from Adam out there. I'm probably completely and totally butchering her name, so let me know in the comment section down below how I'm supposed to properly pronounce it. But at the end of the day, I hate seeing a major corporation tweet anybody like crap. And Amazon is who owns Twitch nowadays, boys and girls. And Jeff Bezos and his corporation out there have been making a lot of massive mistakes and doing a lot of damage to the culture overall over the last few years. So any excuse for me to bash one of those major corporations out there, one of those possessed by the spirit of the age platforms that has been pushing the degeneracy and the destruction of our Western civilization and all of the wonderful things that we hold dear, and on hypocrites on top of all of it, boys and girls, well, guess what? You know what? The one thing in the world the devil hates the most is to be mocked, boys and girls. And TwitchCon, and Jeff Bezos and everybody else responsible for this disastrous dumpster fire and the absolute insanity that has happened to Emiru out there deserves exactly that, boys and girls. And so that's exactly what we're going to cover here today. So we're going to check this article from IGN.com, getting all of the juicy details, and have confirmed that once again, Twitch is just virtue signaling, oh, we're sorry, we screwed up, because Emiru out there completely and totally shows how that nonsense is nothing more than that. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 2,300. We're sailing our way towards 24 on our journey to 100,000. I think we're sitting at like 2343, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, there's a comment in the section down below. And what do you think about all this? Does it surprise you at all that she is done with TwitchCon? Do you think of any reason as to why a lot of your favorite creators out there on Twitch should go to this kind of thing? Do you think it would be better to find a different alternative? Maybe go to like a more traditional Comic-Con for something like this, or maybe even have some of the creators set up some of their own stuff, like what we've seen with the Fellowship, the Nerdrotic, the G&G crews, that they've done their own kind of meetups and meet events and stuff like that. Is that the kind of thing you would like to see? Do you think TwitchCon will actually try to correct themselves and do better in the future? Or do you think this thing is nothing more than a disastrous dumpster fire that deserves to burn right down to the ground? Let us know the relevant in the comment section down below. To support the channel, please check the links in the description as well. All right, from IGN.com, boys and girls, and our dear sweet Vicky Blake. Hey, Vicky Blake, shout out. Oh, that's a wonderful name. We know some, yeah, DC fanboy, you know some Vicky Blakes, don't you, boys and girls? Shout out to Batman. Twitch admits it failed. Streamer assaulted at TwitchCon. Emiru responds with new statement declaring, "I'm done with going to TwitchCon." It's just very scary and just very frustrating. And from everything I understand about this story, Twitch failed in so many different ways at almost every stage to keep this girl safe. And it wasn't just this girl getting assaulted out there. Twitch has now been accused by a bunch of different VTubers out there by throwing away all of their merchandise, and that's why the fans didn't even get it. So yeah, this thing has been nothing more than a disastrous dumpster fire, boys and girls. Twitch has admitted it failed streamer Emiru after she was assaulted at TwitchCon, both by allowing the assault to occur and in our response following. Yeah, like from my understanding, a lot of the stuff from the background is they literally made Emiru ditch her normal security that she normally takes with her everywhere and instead had them some kind of provided security for TwitchCon because apparently her guy was banned from TwitchCon or something like that because he was probably doing his job and protecting her from some kind of crazy psychopath out there or someone else he was protecting. So yeah, needless to say, this didn't go over very well. At TwitchCon 2025, Emiru was assaulted by a man who crossed multiple barriers in San Diego Convention Center to grab the 26-year-old streamer and cosplayer's face and forcibly kiss her during a meet and greet. And you can see the video right here. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely crazy. Like the fact that anybody just like walked up to somebody and did this. And I mean I guess the guy next to her is probably there for the meet and greet or whatever, but like, holy crap. Like, where was security? This guy is like, what? Like, he doesn't show up until like the guy's literally already got her in her arms long after he's crossed the barriers, long after he's skipped the line, right? Like, this guy should have been like, as soon as the guy right here, like somebody would be like, whoa, what's going on? Like right here. It's like, oh, maybe he's just walking up, just letting it happen. Just let it happen. Like, this is just absolutely insane. And I understand you're not going to have a bodyguard like right next to somebody, right? You're not going to have security right next to you. You're doing meet and greets. You're doing pictures, right? All that kind of stuff. But this is absolutely insane. As this guy right here says, Crumbs, Bacon Crumbs, says some freak just assaulted her at TwitchCon. This behavior is disgusting. I'm amazed she still came back to finish the meet and greet line. Honestly, she deserves the utmost respect. This has to stop. And he's completely and totally accurate. And that just shows you how dedicated she is to her fans. Like I said, I don't know this chick from Adam, but like the fact that she came back just shows how much she cares for her fans and her audiences. And that's something any creator and honestly any person should respect out there because we've seen the disrespect that fans have gotten from a lot of these major corporations and major institutions over the last couple of decades. And so, yeah, anybody that cares about their fans is absolutely gets a win in my book as a person out there. So needless to say, this is nuts. Emiru, real name Emily Beth Shrunk, has since urged fellow creators to seriously consider not attending future TwitchCon events and confirmed that she was pressing charges against the assailant. A viral video caught the interaction. And it's one of them situations out there, it's like if you had enough like major content creators that are like major name drawers at TwitchCon go, yeah, no, this is unacceptable and we're not going to go until something changes, things would actually change. But they don't. Why? Because they're selfish, narcissistic psychopaths out there, and they're much more worried about protecting their in with Twitch's CEO than rocking the boat. So they're perfectly okay with staying silent and allowing things to happen because they'd rather protect their own butts than protect the general population. Clearly, they care more about themselves than their fans. Emiru, on the other hand, not going to go put up with that kind of nonsense out there. Emiru was shocked not only with the man that was able to reach her without Twitch security intervening, but also disappointed about Twitch's support of her immediately after the incident. In a statement that it quickly intervened and removed the assailant, which she called a blatant lie. I mean, I guess what? They quickly intervened and removed the assailant? I mean, based on the video, it wasn't exactly all that quick. It wasn't until after everything happened. How'd the guy even get that close? In a follow-up interview conducted during TwitchCon, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy claimed, "The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society." That's right. It's not our fault. It's society's fault. Spoken like a true spirit of the age. Everybody gets a trophy, woke asshole, huh? It's not my fault. It's society's fault. It's not my fault my platform allows people to get assaulted. It's society's fault. And this guy is in charge of the largest streaming platform on the planet. Jeff Bezos, what the hell are you doing over there again? Now, what happened yesterday, obviously, was something that we are cared deeply about securing this environment. Not clearly enough. We're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. Oh, do you? She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leader in the industry about helping creators. But that means there's always more work to be done, because that's the world we live in now. Yeah, it's not our fault that this happened. It's society to blame. So now that this has happened, we promise we'll do better in the future. Late on Friday, Clancy issued another statement via the official Twitch Twitter account, this time acknowledging the company failed. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Emu's meet and greet. It shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed both in allowing to occur and our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emiru for all that took place. Yeah, because as soon as this happened, did anybody from Twitch immediately reach out to her? Did Clancy, who claims to be a friend, who claims to consider her a friend, reach out directly to her and see if she was okay? Nope. And look at her. She's so cute. Look at her. She's a cute little thing. Look at her. Everybody, look at that. She's an adorable little thing. Absolutely doesn't deserve that. And she's tiny. I mean, you saw that from the video. That guy had to be a good foot taller than her. She's tiny. This is someone, as men in our culture, as men in a society, it is our responsibility to protect the smaller ones, whether it be children or petite women, or in some cases, really big women out there who simply can't handle themselves. At the end of the day, that is our job. And guess what? Twitch and Clancy, who, I mean, contrary to probably some of the way he acts, is actually a male, should have been doing a better job. However, and who are we going to believe? Clancy, the CEO of Twitch out there who talks out of both sides of his mouth, or the chick out here, Emmy, who got messed up? However, in a live stream of the weekend, Emiru claimed Twitch had not apologized directly to her, and alleged Twitch released its statement without consulting her. But Clancy, I thought she was your friend. More virtue signaling. Color me shocked there. I think everyone knows about last week, the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. I did see the Twitch tweet that I believe went out on a Friday. I was never reached out or apologized to privately. They put that out without consulting me. I didn't know they were going to do that. So that was, not even addressed it to her, didn't privately talk to her about it, didn't approach her, go, hey, we're sorry this happened, we'll do better next time. Nope, just tried to cover their own asses in the public by putting out and saying, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Oh my God, we're so sorry. But you didn't apologize to the person it actually happened to. Yeah, Twitch are scum. I'm glad that they were trying to take some level of accountability, but there's a lot of things that they didn't mention in that tweet that I feel should have been mentioned. More stuff's been happening behind the scenes. Everything I said on my first stream was accurate, except for one thing. I was wrong about one thing. I was going over the tweet that Twitch initially put out, and we were like, oh yeah, this thing happened to a high-profile creator. You know, the police were on site. We're cooperating with law enforcement investigations. What I was wrong about was that they were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations. Twitch was literally throwing up roadblocks for the cops to cover Clancy's ass. Tell me, Clancy, how much of a friend Emmy is again. Emiru added that on Monday after the convention, she received a call from San Diego police saying they couldn't proceed with charging the assailant because Twitch wouldn't share the name of the person they believed had assaulted her. Twitch knows. We saw the video. Twitch security grabbed the guy and escorted him out. And they refused to tell the cops who he was so Emiru could press charges properly. Wow. Twitch really cares about its creators, huh? I found out that on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police. They said, hey, we really can't do anything right now because Twitch apparently knows the name of the guy, but they're not giving it until a warrant goes through. Wow. Because they don't have to wait on a warrant. Warrant forces the court, forces their hand to give it up for an investigation. It's a waiting tactic. It's trying to make it to where this doesn't get taken care of. It's trying to stop the police from doing their job. And don't get me wrong, I'm about as libertarian as you get. I'm all about telling the cops to shove it and ask for a warrant when they're coming after me. But they're not coming after Twitch. They're coming after the guy who assaulted Emiru, who Twitch is now protecting. Boy, they really care about their creators, don't they? Which, if you know anything about the stuff, it usually takes a while. You got to wait through the court. You got to call through judges. Lawyers got to be done. Even if it's expedited, which it was for me, it still takes a lot of time. And they're like, yeah, they're refusing to give us his name, which as far as I'm aware is a very common company thing. They don't want to give out names of potential people involved in crimes because then that person could maybe sue them for giving their name to the police. That's a complete and total lie. That is not the case at all. That's what my lawyer said. But basically, Twitch was trying to make sure that the guy who assaulted me didn't sue them, which meant that the police were not able to work on the case right away. Unless that's some crazy California law, and I am not a lawyer by any means, by any shape or form ever. I didn't even stay in a Holiday Inn last night. Maybe that is the case. But really? In what world should our court system protect somebody who assaulted someone else who's on camera doing it? So what? Because Twitch is going to comply with the police request, that guy can sue them? This world is insane if that really is a legitimate court case that can happen. That just shows you how far off our culture really has gone off the rails. Boys and girls, that's just insane. I was very frustrated because I didn't know that on Saturday. I would have said that if I knew. Emiru then detailed how someone contacted her manager after the incident. Contacted her manager. But Clancy, I thought she was a friend. Reporting that someone matching the description of the guy had come into their place of work and said something along the lines of, oh, I'm traveling to Texas and I caused quite a stir at Twitchcon. Wow, I wonder what trouble he's going to cause in Texas. The person reached out to my manager, reached out to police, but because of all the stuff was delayed, the guy was able to get really far away from San Diego. Allegedly, and this whole time, my manager was begging Twitch, please give us his name. We don't know who this person is. For all we know, he lives around where Emmy and her roommates live. I can't help her. I don't know who this person is, and they're refusing to do it. So literally, this guy could be completely and totally out of the reach of San Diego police, all because Twitch refused to help out the cops and protect their creators. Instead, they were more worried about protecting their own ass. Explain to me why any creators are still on this platform. But after that tip, my manager demanded the info from Twitch, so they did end up giving it to the police, but not my manager as far as I know. The investigation is still going on, but it's a huge mess because of all of the delays and the refusal to work with the police. It's ongoing. I can't say too much about it, but obviously I ran this by my lawyer because literally the cops could have arrested the guy on the spot. There's no reason Twitch security should have not held on to this guy and turned him over to the cops. Because, like, if you steal from somebody at a store at Walmart and they catch you, they're going to hold on to you until the cops. So explain to me why Twitch didn't hold on to this guy until the cops could pick him up. Oh, that's right. They were more worried about covering their own ass than protecting the people that make their platform what it is. Twitch is not a platform without creators like Emiru. And more of these creators need to realize that. They are nothing without you. Just like these major corporations are nothing without their customers. Twitch doesn't produce content, you do. I don't want to just let thing be a thing and hoping it'll just blow over and get swept under the rug. I'm done with going to TwitchCon, probably done entirely with convention streams. I feel like it's just time, and I think that's probably true for a lot of streamers. It's just crazy. I just never thought things like this would happen or I'd ever be doing a stream like this. And she shouldn't have to. There's no reason. I've been to several meetups that happen among the fellowship that are organized by people in our community, right? Our corner of the internet, the common sense folks out there, the Nerdrotics, the Geeks and Gamers, the Eric Julys, the Rippaverses, right? Never had a problem. Not once. I've been to at least 2 of them and I plan on going to many more. You know who else has never had a problem? any of the creators there. There are people at these events with millions of subscribers. There are people who work in Hollywood that show up to these events. And outside of Chris Gore having a stroke, which was not anything we could have done about it, or the event coordinators could have done anything about, we've never had a problem, right? It's one of them situations where has there been a few people getting into it? Yeah, it's nerds. That's the way things happen. Not everybody gets along, even in the fellowship. These things happen. But a creator getting assaulted and then nobody doing anything about it, Twitch literally trying to essentially cover it up and let the assailant get away, that is insane. That is absolutely nuts. And I don't know why anybody is still going to TwitchCon. And clearly Emiru is done. She's finished. And you know what the worst part is? It's her fans that are going to suffer. Because now she doesn't feel comfortable going anywhere in public. Because of what Twitch did. Because of what Twitch allowed. And then their cover-up of the whole process. Wow. Real friend, aren't you, Twitch? Emiru is right. And every other content creator on Twitch needs to stand up and say the exact same thing and back her. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that control that platform. I don't stream on it. Not my monkey, not my circus. But at the end of the day, no one should be treated like this. And it is our God-given responsibility, it is our duty as cultural stewards to call this nonsense out and make as many people as possible aware of this. Because this is insanity. It is all Twitch's fault. And now they are trying to cover it up and have failed miserably on their responsibilities and have essentially ignored the person who got assaulted. I don't know about you, boys and girls, but if that was my sister or if that was my daughter, I'd have a real issue with old Twitch CEO. And maybe if Jeff Bezos is smart, he'll actually do something about it. But until enough voices make this story reach his levels, nothing will ever change. So boys and girls, do not be silent. Stand up and protect the people that deserve it, because Emiru did not deserve this, and her fans deserve to be able to see her in a safe environment out there. And guess what, Twitch? You've danced with the devil in the pale moonlight for far too long, and now you're going to get burned for it. The worst part is someone else had to get assaulted in order for anything to change. The real question is, will anything change? Because at the end of the day, Twitch, it is all up to you. You've made the decisions and you will get exactly what you deserve. Rest in peace, TwitchCon. A big shout out to all of our subscribers and members out there. Thanks for watching, and make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not already.